Hey, everybody. It's me, Sabrina, from Make It Make Sense. The voice you've come to love, or maybe even be slightly terrified of, on Sundays and Wednesdays, especially when things get a little extra spicy for naughty nights. But today and hereafter, every once in a while, we're talking about something a little different. Buckle up, because my life just took a hard left turn into an unexpected grandparenthood, and I'm dragging you all along for the ride. And trust me, already it's going to be a ride, and I'm only a few days into it. So, how it all started. Let's start with the basics. I'm, as you know, I'm white. I'm not just white. I'm white. Not I tan in the summer white. Not I can dance a little white. No, I'm from Vermont, where people consider maple syrup a food group, and winter lasts so long you start talking to your snow shovel like it's family. That's how white I am. I was raised in a town where my high school graduating class could fit inside a Waffle House booth comfortably, and I'm not joking. There was 12 of us, by the way. Fast forward to adulthood, and somehow I ended up in Macon, Georgia. Love the South, by the way. Love Vermont. Love the South, where the seasons actually change. The food has seasoning, a revelation. That's true. And oh, yeah, I met my boyfriend, who is black, smooth, and calm to my chaos. We are both single for a while, living that good life, empty nesters, free, untethered. My youngest is 29 years old, so my children are raised. He's grown, not making babies of his own, so I'm not a grandmother yet. But here's the kicker. Along with the most amazing man came 6 children, 12 grandchildren, and probably more on the way, because apparently his family believes in expansion like they're franchising. Together, we are a cultural experiment gone hilariously right, as you guys probably have figured out. It's definitely enjoyable, and I'm so glad everybody's along for the ride. So again, like I said, buckle up. Every barrier you can think of: language, food, thermostat settings, how loud the TV should be, whether biscuits should come from a can. They should not. We have faced it, tackled it, and mostly laughed our way through it. Then, bam, life said, hold my beer. The life we built together got hijacked. We had the grandkid, the grandkid takeover. I'm so sorry, but I'm coughing a little bit. Anyways, it was a grandkid takeover. So let me tell you how this worked. So we had plenty of notice that his daughter was joining the army. We were proud. We were supported. Did we prepare for it? Absolutely not. At the very last minute, we realized that we were about to have 4 of his grandchildren, ages 6, 8, 9, and 13, living under our roof. Not only that, but we also were already managing 9 puppies, 3 adult dogs, his 2 dogs, and 4 cars in the yard. My quaint little 3-bedroom house, overnight transformation. My art studio, gone. Now it's a children's room with bunk beds. The second bedroom, a glorified storage unit, as of right now, currently being reworked into another bedroom. The third bedroom, well, that one's still ours, though it's a shared space. Now because the kids have fully claimed granddaddy's bed like squatters with legal rights. And I mean that. Every time I turn around, they're in bed with granddaddy. And that's absolutely wonderful. So, we got the cultural struggles, obviously, between me and my guy. Well, our love story, there's a little bit of miscommunication. The housing situation wasn't enough of an adjustment. Let's not forget the North versus South battle of daily life. Our food, such as grits, absolutely not. They are not food. He thinks my refusal to eat them is a crime against humanity. I do not eat grits. My baked macaroni and cheese, apparently it's offensive. It's not. He's just wrong. Blanket wars. I believe in a normal amount. He, however, sleeps like he's preparing for the next ice age. I say that tongue in cheek. The man actually sleeps on top of the covers with a fan on and the heater on. Does not make sense. TV volume. He's a tad bit older than me, so he can't hear. I hear perfectly fine. He insists on listening to every show at earthquake decibel levels. I mean, it is loud. Like my neighbors know we're watching. It's so loud. Time, in my world, a minute means 60 seconds. In his world, sometime between now and the apocalypse. So when he says I'll be there in a minute, we don't count on him. We don't know when he's coming. So this is where we're at right now. Excuse me again. So here we are. I'm suddenly a full-time grandma, which anybody who knows me, this is so hard to admit because, just tell my friend Lily, I'm a little bit vain. And to be even called grandma is, well, that's just kind of, I guess it's going to be an honor. I'll be honest with you. And I know it's going to be, and it'll be fine. But I'm a full-time grandma, learning how to watch children's shows again, breaking up fights over bath bombs. That makes no sense at all. and questioning why three young boys can't figure out how the toilet works. That doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know how many times I've sat and pee in the last few days. I check the toilet seat now before sitting down. I am running on caffeine and survival instincts. And every night when I finally collapse into bed, one of these kids looks up at me and asks, "What are we doing tomorrow?" Life comes at you fast, folks. So what's the final word on all this? At the end of the day, we make it work. Through the chaos, the cultural clashes, the sleepless nights, and the unexpected journey into grandparenthood, we wouldn't change a thing. Because life has a funny way of shaking things up when you least expect it. And this is just the beginning. So, let's start with day one. Reality hits us like a ton of Legos. February 17th, the day everything changed. I dropped my boyfriend's daughter off at the recruiter's office, and let me tell you, I cried like a baby. Not because she was leaving, but because I knew what I was coming home to. Three wide-eyed children staring at me like I was supposed to have all the answers. First things first, lunch. It took exactly 3 minutes before the first fight broke out. "Can we have McDonald's?" "No, we're eating at home." "I don't want home food." "Well, I don't want kids, but look at us now." That's not true. I do want kids. That's not true. I love them. But that's kind of the way that conversation went. Welcome to negotiating with terrorists, and they're like little terrorists sometimes. Anyways, I went from Sabrina to Grandma to now sometimes even being referred to as Marshmallow. My boyfriend's daughter joined the Army. And we were going to tackle this like pros. We should have prepared for it, but we didn't. We supported her decision. We are so proud of her. I think it's a huge honorable path. We just didn't realize that it was actually going to happen, I guess. We kind of were hoping that maybe the kids would turn of age, or maybe the Army would say, "Whoops, my bad, you can stay home." But none of that happened. So the kids are still underage, and the Army wanted her. Anyways, full-time grandma to 4 very real, very loud, very opinionated children. We got a 6-year-old girl. She's a tiny CEO or something. She's running the house like a Fortune 500 company. And she runs the house. Doesn't want to do chores, doesn't want to make her bed. And negotiating becomes, well, it becomes a full-time task. I have an 8-year-old boy who's a human megaphone with a peanut butter addiction. Well, it's not really peanut butter, I guess. I guess he kind of likes just about everything. Just wants to taste a little bit of everything. The 9-year-old, absolutely amazing. He will help out. He's a blessing. He helps out in every avenue, but has a lot of questions. Wants to know, if I ask him to do something, wants to know why I'm asking him to do something. If I tell him to eat a cereal, why do you want me to eat my cereal? So I've been answering a lot of questions lately. And the 13-year-old boy, well, he's a blessing. He's another blessing. They're all blessings. They really are. He just has a mild, what do you do when you're 13? You talk to girls. So the other night, I had to shut the phone off at 3 a.m. So I said the other morning. So we had school the next day. We had school that day. And he was still on the phone with some girl from school. And I don't know how her parents didn't know. And then, of course, we have the 9 puppies, 5 adult dogs that already called this place a home. My once quaint little house in Macon, it's a full-blown daycare center meets animal sanctuary now. Okay, so the kids show up. They each have a backpack on their back. I'm sorry, all 3 of the little ones. The oldest decided that he was going to go to a relative's house for a couple of days. And that's fine because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, the kids are off at school. This is perfect. It gives me a couple of days to get them acclimated, to get them settled in. So we all get out of the car. Come on in. And I said, "Let me see what's in your bags." So all 3 of them had different things packed. We eventually unpacked the bags, and it looked like they brought an apocalyptic survival kit for toddlers. It was the craziest stuff I've ever seen. We unpacked 1 sock, 2 pairs of boys' underwear. Mind you, there was 3 boys. A pair of girls' jeans for a child who doesn't wear jeans. A half-eaten bag of imitation potato chips. I have no idea where these potato chips came from and why there's a half-eaten bag of them in there. 8 toothbrushes, but I only had 3 kids with me. A single bar of soap and an empty bottle of shampoo. This is what I unpacked. Not one single complete outfit, but at least we were ready for a dental emergency. So it was Monday, and we had already been through so much. What the heck? We were going to make do. So the kids ended up wearing, I found t-shirts that belonged to me and Granddaddy's, some of Granddaddy's t-shirts, and that's what they slept in. The next day we went to the house and got some clothes for them. So, okay, now we're at the great bath time debacle. So we made it through lunch, ate whatever we could find around the house. It was home food. That's what they decided. The great bath time debacle. Around 5:30, I announced it's bath time. This makes sense. Makes sense to me because my boyfriend comes home at 6. Well, he'll be home about 6:30, so it figured give me a little bit of time. We have 2 bathrooms. This was met with zero resistance. In fact, these kids love bath time. What I did not realize was that bath time was not a quick, efficient task. It was an event. Each child required a full 30-minute soak, complete with bath bombs, audience participation, and emotional support. One wanted to show me how the bath bomb floated. I watched it. The other one, on the other side of the house, yelled and needed me to sit there and just talk to them while they're floating in the tub and swishing their legs around. Meanwhile, on the other side of the house, well, I'm being yelled, come bathe me. Marshmallow, come bathe me. Marshmallow, come bathe me. So here comes Marshmallow into the bathroom, and I bathe the young girl. I leave, and that's 2 baths, each 30 minutes. And then the last one took a bath, and I said, okay, this is the oldest one. He's going to take a bath. What could a 9-year-old boy need from me, Marshmallow? What could he want? Well, he wants companionship. Sabrina, Grandma Sabrina, can you come here? So I come across the house, and he's like, I just want you to talk to me for a minute. So this is what I'm going to do. Do you think if I did that, I have no idea. I just wanted to talk about his day, wanted to talk about what he's going to wear tomorrow. And again, we didn't have school tomorrow, but that's what we wanted to do. So he was in the bathtub for another 30 minutes because it was about 6:30 when my boyfriend, Granddaddy, rolled into the house. Perfect. It was awesome. The kids were clean, but I was just getting the oldest out of the tub when he came into the house and said, well, you're just getting out of the bathtub now? What do you mean? He goes, well, you told me you're giving a bath at 5:30. Man, if this man says another thing like that ever to me again, he's going to get knocked out, I promise you. Anyways, pulled the oldest out of the tub, dry him off. Perfect. Now, here's something else. The third grader, the oldest, the 9-year-old, or the oldest that's with us, has a Black History Month project due. What? This is right up my alley. This is so cool because who loves projects? Me. I love projects, and if anybody knows me, I don't do things just a little bit. I do things. When I commit all the way. So, just when I thought the night was winding down, we got this Black History Month project. This was supposed to be a simple 18 by 24 maybe poster board done. What did we end up with? Well, we did the 18 by 24 poster board. We had a full-blown documentary. We had a Google Drive presentation and what I'm pretty sure was a TED Talk. Matter of fact, I even created an interpretive dance that he wouldn't let me come to school and perform. But I'm telling you, when we go do projects, we went all out. If this kid does not bring home an A on this, I'll be surprised because this was really good. So, back to Granddaddy. Granddaddy walks in and chaos ensues. Chaos everywhere. By the time he came in the house looked like by the time he got home, the house looked like a crime scene. The kids were FaceTiming every relative they had, except for the one I was getting out of the tub, giving them a live tour of my disaster zone. My boyfriend surveyed the chaos, looked at me and said, what's for dinner? And why are you still bathing the kids? My head spun around 3 times. Some green shit flew out of my mouth. I don't know what it was. I think he was about ready to call the exorcist over. But either way, dinner's on you tonight, buddy. This is. I'm tired. This was a lot for me. I'm getting acclimated. My stamina's down. Even when I was raising kids, I didn't raise 4 kids. I've only got 3. We still have another one coming. I raised 2 children. Whew. Anyways, joke's on him. Dinner's his job tonight. Luckily, he came through with some takeout, which instantly turned him into the household hero. Thank God, because all I gave them for lunch was home food. We ate, had a cupcake decorating contest, which a 9-year-old won. He takes these things seriously. And by the time we attempted a bedtime routine, I stepped in and melted ice cream, found the dog locked in a laundry closet, and still had no clue why the 6-year-old was calling me Marshmallow. But I'm glad I found the dog. So, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. It's the end of the night. I'm looking at the kids. They're happy. They're clean. I've still got, I still am picking melted ice cream sandwich out from between my toes, but that's besides the point. I'm picking up the last load of laundry because we did a lot of laundry. I do not know why these little people have to use 3 towels to dry off. It takes 30 minutes and 3 towels and 4 washcloths each to dry off, by the way. So anyways, I'm picking up all the towels and the linens to get everything cleaned, and the beds are made, and I'm walking out of our bedroom, and I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, I see my boyfriend. He's happy as, I don't know, happy as a clam. I mean, let me rephrase it. Happy as a pig in shit. Let me tell you, this man is smiling. He's the happiest I've seen him in a long time. And he's in here and he's got his grandkids. And he looks at me, and then I hear him. I grab the laundry. He says, "You look tired." I said, "Yeah, I'm tired." And I'm thinking I'm going to take a warm bath. I'm going to jump into bed beside him, and I'm going to get a good night's sleep. We're going to put the kids down. It's going to be good. He looks around me into the living room and says, "Who wants to sleep with me?" Yep, that's what he said. Cue the sound of tiny feet stampeding across the house. Doot, 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 doot. They just came running. All three of them piled into bed. Thank God I got a king-size bed. All three of them piled into bed right next to Granddaddy. Next thing I know, he's stretched out into bed surrounded by the 3 grinning children while I'm still picking up socks that don't belong to anyone and wondering how my life got here. Now, mind you, these socks don't belong to anyone, and they only came in 1 sock. So we're going to make things work. And yet, looking at those happy little faces, I wouldn't change it for anything. And my boyfriend, I don't think I've ever seen him happier. Day 1, I just got goosebumps. Day 1, I survived. Barely, but I survived. So stay tuned, folks. This is just the beginning. It's me, Sabrina, from Make It Make Sense, or Marshmallow, whatever you want to call me. But stay tuned. I think this is definitely going to be an interesting ride for all of us. Thanks for joining.